The following is a presentation of Santa Monica College.
Hello and welcome to The Road to Walk of Fame. I'm Isabel Hamby, and today my guest and I will talk about how to score your dream job in the entertainment industry here in LA. Here in Santa Monica, it kind of feels like everyone is working or knows someone in the entertainment industry. Whether it's writing for a TV show, background work for a movie, acting roles, or maybe PAing for a student short film. This is a place to be, and everyone seems to know it too. So people from all over the world and all over the US comes here to sunny California to make their dreams come true. And if you're one of them, but don't really know how to start, stay tuned and you might get the help you need. With us today, we have the industry professionals who will share tips on ways to start out in the industry and what it all can lead to. We also have a student from Santa Monica College who will share the experience on moving to Los Angeles to study film and how she managed to get her first job as a foreign student. Welcome to the Road of Walk of Fame, Frank Dawson and Misha Kuga.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Nice to have you here. So we're gonna start with you, Frank. So can you tell us about what you do and tell us about the Promo Pathways program at SMC?
I'm currently serving as an associate dean at Santa Monica College in career technical education. So my job is to work with all the CTE programs, career technical education programs, to help them be more successful and to provide services as far as students are concerned. Educational services, production equipment, all the things that are necessary for those programs to be successful.
Nice. So what do you think student will get out from getting educated in the subject?
Well, one of the things that we really focus on, because we're under the Office of Economic and Workforce Development, is we really look to connect students with jobs, and that's of critical importance. And so we partner with employers as well as students, and we're kind of like the in-between in terms of bringing them together. The employers tell us what skills students need that are current, that students need to have to be successful in a particular industry. And then we work with faculty to kind of work with the curriculum to make sure the curriculum stays current also, so that we're really training students for jobs that exist today.
Okay, so especially here in LA, can a student rely on their education to actually get a job when they're done? Or do you have to have good connections, you have to have experience, or can you actually rely on your education?
Education is critical, and it's a critical component, but it's not the only component. Mm-hmm. And that's why we try to provide mentors from the industry, and we try to provide internships for students so that you develop those other relationships. So employers get to know a little bit something about you. And also from the student standpoint, students get to see other positions that exist. A lot of times students come to school in the media area and they want to be producers, directors, writers. When you get an internship inside a company, you're really exposed to all the jobs that are available. And so it makes it more possible to identify what your passion is. And maybe you thought you always wanted to be a producer, but then you see what producers really have to do and you say, it's the other side. It's something else that I really like doing. So we try to provide those opportunities.
Okay, so would you say that you can go to community college and get a job, but do you have to go to maybe a four-year university to have better chance of getting a job?
Well, employers are saying more and more that the most important thing that they're looking for is passion as far as the student is concerned, creativity as far as students are concerned, and but the credentials count as well. Mm-hmm. And so they're looking for students to have those things, but the degrees are necessary as well. And so what we try to do is, in career technical education, is see to it that students get those kinds of skills that the employers need, but at the same time, we recommend students to continue their education as well. But we give students an option. Students in our career technical education programs have what we call off-ramps. You'll get enough experience working with an employer that you may be employable directly after your 2 years, or you may just want to transfer to a four-year school for additional training, but you've already got that relationship with employers in hand, and you really have some real applicable job skills as well.
Okay, so what I believe you have a connection to Santa Monica College, right?
A connection to Santa Monica College? Yes, I've worked there for 17 years.
Yeah, so and you were a professor in the Promo Pathways program?
I was, when I was chair of the Communication and Media Studies Department, we were approached by a community service organization and an industry trade organization called Promax BDA, which is located right here in Santa Monica. And they are a trade organization that works with all the major cable and television networks to train students to, they work with all of these employers to provide different services, but they founded a committee that was called the Diversity Council that was geared to improving diversity in the industry, to identify promising students that were underrepresented as far as the industry is concerned. And out of that, we created a program called the Promo Pathway, which is just beginning its 4th year. 25 students get into the program each year. The first 2 years, we had more than 300 students apply for the 25 positions. It's a year-long program. Students complete 30 units in 1 year because it's really compressed. All the courses are 8-week courses. They're all taught at night. So students, if they have a job or they're taking other classes in the daytime, they can still be in the program as well. It includes internships and a mentor from inside the industry as well. So students develop a real good working knowledge of the particular industry, and also from the courses that we offer, they get the job skills that qualify them to become writer, producer, editors.
Okay, yeah, everything sounds really great. Like, you know what you're doing. So, and speaking of Santa Monica College, we also have Misha Kuga,
Hi, Swan.
film major. Welcome, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
So, why did you choose to study at SMC?
Well, why I choose SMC is it has the base of actually being located in California. Myself, I'm from Sweden, and Swedish films programs are very different from the ones here. You guys go for more cinematic here in LA, and we don't really go for that in Sweden. It's more dark, dramatic kind of scenes, and I don't really go for that. So I wanted to go to the Mecca, and LA is the city of Mecca for film. So for me, I just had to travel. So I just bought a ticket and moved here.
Yeah, so I've heard that the film program at community college are kind of advanced. So how do you like the film program? Is it what you think it would be, or is it difficult?
The film program is actually much better than I thought it was gonna be for a community college. We don't really get that much funding. What Professor Carrasco has built this films program is that we do short films every semester. One person gets to direct, and that person also do the writing. Everybody in the class gets their full position within the project of the class and the film we choose. And everybody has their position, and they actually get to be almost specialized in what they do. And you get hands-on on how a film set is and how the stress and the qualification is to actually do a short film.
So what's the main thing you learned at SMC in the film program that actually helps you when you're working? Like,
well,
the main thing.
The first thing I've actually learned was the film history. There's much more than just being hands-on. You got to know how film started, how the development happened, some of the great directors and movies out there that can inspire you. Well, we also have like cinematography. You can't just know one part. You gotta know basically all parts. You know how the sound works. You know how cinematography works. You know how the importance of the acting. Everything has their platform, and everything has to be structured in a way so we can build a structure of a house, basically. Without any department, it's not working great. You can't really do a film because every department is so important to actually create something. And that is definitely something we learn here in Santa Monica. And I do at least take pride in what we do here. I've learned every department, and we do so in a way that we specialize. I never really thought about sound before. Now I have the greatest admiration for people with sound. And I never really thought about the lighting, but it's so important to be able to tell a story just with light.
Mm.
And you can do so much. You don't even have to have sound sometimes, because you can tell a story just with picture and lighting. And it's just so amazing to be able to tell a story in a way with just how you can light something.
Mm.
And that's something that Santa Monica College and definitely Professor Carrasco focus on.
Okay. So what's the goal after graduating from Santa Monica College?
Well, I'm hoping to either be stationed here in LA, continuing. I want to be doing my own scripts and writing, also direct. Hopefully I will be doing movies for the LGBT matters here in LA or somewhere else in the world, because I really want to do something that will impact people about LGBT matters, and mostly with intergenderism and transgenderism. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So with all this said, where are you in 10 years?
Oh, exactly. I'm hoping I'm going to be here. But if I can't be in Los Angeles, I definitely want to be in London. They have a great program. They're doing so good right now with televisions and films. But if I can't be there either, definitely Canada.
Okay.
Canada is taking the step forward to actually make great television shows right now. Basically, all my favorite shows are from Canada.
Mm.
And they're just so amazing right now.
So if you, Frank, could give Misha some advice on how to get to Canada, how to stay in LA, what would you tell her?
One of the wonderful things about media is really global now. So there are exciting opportunities all across the world. And because I've had an opportunity to travel, I see advantages all across the world. And I think that the training that Misha is getting here at Santa Monica College is something that she can put into good use any place in the world that she chooses to go.
Thank you so much. Pleasure for having you here.
My
Thank you for
pleasure.
coming. So we'll be right back. Our next guest on the road to Walk of Fame is here to talk about his job in the industry as a director, how he got to where he is today, and to give some professional advice on how to get into the business. Welcome, Manny Lujan.
Hi, thank you.
Welcome. So, can you tell us a little about how you got into the industry?
How I got into the industry? I grew up with my uncle. He was working in the industry when I was in high school. So I basically lived at the TV station all throughout high school and just kind of learned the ropes. And then when I graduated from high school, there was a temporary job. I got in on an entry-level basis, running camera in the studio. And from there, I just really found out that directing was something I enjoyed and something that fit my particular skill set. So I just kind of blazed a path and said, hey, this is what I want to do. And every chance I got an opportunity to do something that would further that dream of mine, then I took it and came to be. I got a permanent job. I went to CNN in Atlanta and then came back here to Los Angeles about 15 years ago and worked at CBS. Now I'm with Time Warner working for the Dodgers.
Oh, okay. So, would you say that it's harder to get into the industry today than when you got into the industry?
It might be. I mean, there's some consolidation of the market with, technology and stuff like that. There's fewer jobs, but I've always found that the people that treat this industry like a craft and less as a job, they always tend to shine. And there's always going to be a place for people who have the right attitude, who have the right skill set, and really want to work hard. I think there's always a place in any industry for those type of people.
Okay. So, if you're one of those people that don't have a resume, you don't have any good connections, do you have any advice how to get started?
Yeah, I would start somewhere maybe like this, like a city television station, any of the other local cable stations. Try to get an internship if you're in a school. Maybe sometimes we offer internships to people in school, so that's a good way. But anytime you can get on a set, even if it's as an extra in a movie, just getting exposure to the real elements, I think gives you a base of knowledge, and also it helps you expand your networking base, which is what you need, I think, in this industry. So much of it is based on your networking. But to back up that networking, I think talent and the right attitude and doing a great job with whatever they give you is really what's going to get you there in the end. I mean, your brand, your particular brand, which is your skill set, is really the most important thing.
Mm. So, do you have any personal opinions on some do's and don'ts if you want to get into the industry or if you're almost there?
do's and don'ts, always work hard. Do work hard all the time. Do a great job. That's something somebody told me a long time ago that has proved really helpful in my career. It's just whenever somebody gives you a task, do a great job with it. Then over time, they're going to give you more and more and more. So just always do a great job. Always protect your brand by having the right attitude. Don't go in there with an overconfident attitude, because that's the thing I think that ruins a lot of people. Go in there with humility. I think that's served me well in my whole career. Just I'm always ready to learn new things. I don't ever think I'm, you know, God's gift to television. I don't think I know everything. I'm always on a quest to get better. Just like, you know, in business, something you bring to the market is as your prototype isn't what the finished product is. They're always making it better. And that's how I try to treat my career and my skill set. Always trying to get better, always trying to evolve. And I think as long as you're doing that and you're not overconfident, it's only going to help you.
Yeah. So what's the most common don't that people do?
The most common don't, I would think the overconfidence. I would think getting yourself into situations where you're not ready to be successful, maybe overselling yourself, and then you go into somewhere and you fall on your face. And sometimes it's hard to build your brand and your name back up in the industry if you don't have success early on. So I think having the skill set to back up what you say is so important. That's why I say a great attitude and skill set before networking, I think, is more important, because you want to be able to back up what you say. You know, because so many people, I mean, it's a big industry, but it's really a small industry.
Yeah.
Everyone knows each other. So I've seen people get jobs just based on, do you know so-and-so? Yeah, I know him, he's good. We'll bring him in. Or I don't think much of that guy. He doesn't get a job. So I think being humble, always ready to learn, the right attitude, is going to take you far.
So if you know a lot of people in the industry, the chance is actually bigger that you'll get a job?
I think so. I mean, in any industry, if you're networking and you have a lot of people that can help work for you and know your skill set, that's always good. That's always beneficial. So the more, like I said, if you can get on sets, if you can get an internship, if you can work here and work there, meeting people, that just helps you get a bigger base, because a lot of the same people work a lot of the same jobs. I mean, I find that I go places and, oh, Manny, I worked with you, 20 years ago at such and such, and it's really amazing how small the industry can be.
Yeah. So a little bird actually told me that you were in a movie, and you actually played a TV director.
I think I know that bird that told you that.
I think I know him too. So you were actually in a movie starring Jake Gyllenhaal.
Correct.
And you played a TV director.
I did.
So can you just tell us a little about that whole experience in movies?
Yeah, they came to CBS to film. It was a movie about the news industry. So they came to CBS, and I produced and directed a lot of the stuff he was watching on television, all the news clips. And while I was doing that, their director of the movie was there recording me on his iPhone, and he asked, hey, when we're all finished and we build a control room, could you be maybe my advisor on the movie and help make sure we're accurate? And I said, sure. And then shortly before the movie started, he said, hey, what do you think about just acting in the movie and playing the director? And I said, I'm not an actor, but I'll give it a go. And he got me on set, and I felt really comfortable with the TV aspect because I've been doing it so long. So I think how comfortable I was, I think, showed through on film. So he just gave me more and more and more, and I ended up being in 4 or 5 scenes and having a lot more speaking parts than I ever imagined, and it was a really fun experience. But I go back to, I was comfortable doing television because I've been doing it for so long, so it was really kind of in my wheelhouse.
Yeah. So as this movie star, do you have an advice for those who want to be in a movie?
In a movie? I would say I think the same thing applies. I mean, I really enjoy the acting, and I'm kind of pursuing it a little more. And what I've done and what I think other people should do is continue to try to get better at that craft. Just like with the television, I'm going to classes, I'm reading, I'm studying as much as I can just to get better. So when that opportunity strikes, you can take advantage of it. But I think hard work, dedication is always, the cornerstone of having success in whatever it is you do.
So what's your plan now? Are you gonna pursue the whole TV directing, or you wanna continue in a little acting?
Maybe a little more acting, we'll see. I'm working on it, we'll see how that goes, but for now I'm just gonna continue with the Dodgers. It's kind of been a dream job for me. I've always played baseball and loved baseball my whole life, so working with the Dodgers is kind of like a dream come true. So I'm just gonna kind of ride that out and work on the other things that I do on the side, and really put my all into it and just kind of see where it takes me. But I definitely have some goals that I'm trying to pursue and to see where it takes me. But for now, I'm just working on getting better.
Yeah, so you're basically living your dream on your way to the road of Walk of Fame, right?
I think I am. I'm definitely living my dream. I mean, I set out to do this when I was really young. I actually did some commercials when I was small, and I said, that's something I really want to do. So I knew that somehow I'd be involved in television, and it's been amazing. It's been an amazing ride. I've seen a lot of places. I've moved around the country, and now I'm here in LA, and what could be better? I was in a movie. It's been fantastic. It is my dream.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. I
Pleasure
appreciate
talking
it.
to you.
Pleasure talking to you.
That was all for the Road to Walk of Fame. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you got some awesome, valuable information on how to score your dream job here in the entertainment capital of the United States. Thank you to guests Frank Dawson, Misha Kuga, and Manny Lujan for coming in today and sharing your expert knowledge with us. And good luck to all of you out there on your search for your dream job. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you out there on the Walk of Fame. Goodbye, everybody.